most of us aren't farmers in this room, but you understand the analogy that if I harvest corn and I take part of that corn and I take the kernels, the seed of that corn, and I save it for next year's crop, when I plant, I have seed to plant so that I can have a full yield in from my acreage, from my farm. If I eat the seed that I'm supposed to use for planting, then I won't have a crop next year. And that's actually the concept that Paul uses to describe the life of generosity. The tithe belongs to God. The offerings are to be directed by your love, by your passion, by what you have a burden for. You can sow into social causes. We can give into missions and helping the poor, which is the priority for me in my life. You can help a political campaign. It doesn't matter what you want to do, just where your heart burns, where you have a belief in making a difference. Something happens. Paul said when this church, the church at Corinth, gave, it produced thankfulness in him. So think about this. You actually have the opportunity to do something that brings somebody else closer to God. That's a stunning effect of generosity. You actually have the opportunity to do something in somebody's life that actually warms up their affection for the Lord, and they give thanksgiving to God. Here's another one. It's in Proverbs. I think it's in the 23rd chapter. I didn't mark it to read it. My apologies, but you can look at it on your own. In the Passion Translation, he does something very unique in this one verse. And in this one statement, he says, I think it's Proverbs 23, he says, your generosity will awaken the conscience of the person you give to. Awaken the conscience. Man, I love that. Think about this. Generosity in a town, just in restaurants, with the people who serve us in the restaurants, just in the way we treat the people that we do business with, that approach to generosity, to give honor, to give that, the gift card for, Moonstone Restaurant to this person because of the great job they did. It's that whole approach of giving honor and celebrating. What are we doing? We actually are awakening an inbuilt divine consciousness of his goodness, his kindness, his generosity. The conscience is awakened through radical generosity. Man, I love that. I love the thought that I can go over here to a restaurant, sit down, and I can awaken something in somebody just by kindness, just by my words of generosity, of not flattery, but honestly reading the poem that God is writing on their life. Because every person is a masterpiece. And taking a moment to look away from my stuff, to read somebody else's stuff, and to honor them, to give them that financial gift or whatever it might be. But the point is we get to awaken in people a consciousness of God. Think about this. What would it be like? I shouldn't say what would it be like. It's happening. What is it like for an entire church family, and not just here, but all across our city, to arm ourselves with an attitude of value for radical generosity? What happens to the awareness of the people in our community? Something happens in their hearts where a thankfulness is aroused and an awareness of a heavenly value system starts to permeate how we view our daily privilege and responsibility.